Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Rainbow Six Pro League podcast. This will round up the Invitationals. My name's Dashi. Over here we have Dante. And apologies if you tune into the live stream of this episode. I messed up audio settings for Dante and
more more audio issues.
Yeah, so he couldn't hear the audio. Unfortunately, that was my fault. You just couldn't hear his audio. Anyway, we're going to go back to where we need to be. And unfortunately, I've got this on the wrong screen. Right. So, get to my big book of results. This week we had some amount of games. It was what they refer to as Super Week. And by Super Week we mean there was just games every night, and it really was really good.
Some good games too.
Definitely.
Go back and watch them if you can through the youtube.com It's Pro League.
Yeah, and I think the VODs are in the Twitch as well. So where we left off last week, for North America is where we're going to start off this week. Era and Looking for Org and Rogue and Team Reckless hadn't played yet. They all played Sunday night before the semi-finals. Quick results on them. Era won 2-0 and Team Reckless won 2-1 over Rogue. Something I didn't mention on the live stream, which I found quite funny. Team Reckless actually got some death threats from Rogue fans. Now guys, that's not on. Yes,
yeah, and obviously King Charles did come out and say that's not on. Like, come on guys, it's the game. You should be, if you just got beat by them, you should be like, congratulations, hope you like progress further, etc. All that kind of like team play.
I don't think it was the team themselves. I think it was some of the fans. But either way,
yeah, we don't know who it was. We just know that the Team Reckless got death threats, and we're just not on at all.
Yeah, I agree. It's been a bit of a professional sport. Keep it that way. But anyway, moving on.
Exactly.
Moving on. Sunday night we had the semi-finals for North America, and the two games: Ronin versus Era and Reckless versus Vertical Gaming.
Ooh.
Yes, you're. We'll start with your favorite one first. Ronin versus Era. Era, yeah. 2-0 to Era, unfortunately, on map count. Ronin put out. Unfortunately for you, you being the Ronin, you support Ronin. I think last week we predicted Ronin to be in the finals.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
That didn't happen. So then out of the game, it was Reckless versus Vertical Gaming. Reckless took that 2-0 on map count. Very well played. Very well played games. On to the finals. The finals were on Monday night, and it was the first best of 5, and it went to Era 3-1. Now that was a game and a half. If you don't watch any other games, I would advise watching at least that one.
Go back, watch that, and enjoy it.
Do enjoy it. It was really, really well played. And Reckless being a Challenger League team, I mean, to get this far in the finals when you've got teams like Flipside, you have Rogue, Vertical Gaming, Bird University, Most Wanted.
Yeah.
They made it that far. That's quite impressive. Hopefully we see more from them in the coming months. So that rounded up finals. Congratulations to Era. They're now going through to the Invitationals. So if we move on to Latin America, none of these quarterfinals have been played as of last week's recording, so we will quickly run through them now. They got played that night. So quick one. Lashante beat Team Roger Reno? Rhino? I don't know. 2-0. Lashante took that 2-0. MyP versus Unforgiven. MyP took that one 2-1. BRK versus Nax. BRK took that one 2-0. Mopa versus ATS. Mopa took that one 2-0. So after Monday night, there was on the Tuesday night, we had the Latin American semi-finals. It was Lashante versus MyP Esports. Lashante took that one 2-0 on map count. And then BRK versus MOPA. BRK took that 2-1, which is no surprise. And I think we said BRK to be in the finals.
Yeah.
So BRK into the finals. That was no surprise. But when I come to the finals, the Shante took that 3-1. It was a best of 5 as well, and they took that 3-1. So congratulations to Shante. They are now coming through to the Invitationals. So well played to all them ones. Again, I was played on Wednesday night. I don't think I've seen much of that game. I can't remember. There was that much Pro League on. I can't remember what I did see and what I didn't see. So moving on to Europe, we have all these games were played by the time we recorded last week. It was just the semis and finals. There was no final for the European Pro League because of the way the things fell in the season. Because Europe won all 3 regional finals. I think it was season of 3 regional finals were getting an invite, which was ENTS, and then whoever won the overall LAN was getting an invite, which was also ENTS. So technically they freed up a spot. It probably would have went to second place, but second place was Penta, who already had an invite because they won their year 1 or season 1 and season 2. So in Pataclypsa versus Room Factory in the first game, that was on Thursday night. It was a best of 5. It went 3-1 to Room Factory, and I don't know what happened Pataclypsa. I you watched the first game, our first map. I didn't quite catch the first map. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it was 5-0 to Room Factory.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
I think 5-0.
Yeah, 5-0 on the
Just
first
remember
map.
it now.
from the first map. I don't know what happened Pataclypsa. They come back strong in the second map, but I think the third map it was another Room Factory win. I don't know what happened there, but they didn't play to their best ability. It wasn't the same Pataclypsa that we seen that beat B Genius. Yes, of course, it was actually the same players, so technically it was the same team, but they didn't play like the same team. It felt like a completely different team, which is really unfortunate for them. But unfortunately, these things happen, and Room Factory got on through the finals. And because there is no final, and both teams who win semi-finals get through to Invitationals, Room Factory, the Russian team, are now into Invitationals. The second EU semi-final, which was played on Friday night, another great game, Supremacy versus 1UP Esport. Supremacy took that one 3-1. I actually thought it was going to be a 3-0, but 1UP Esports did manage to take one of the maps. It was they won Coastline, which was funny Supremacy's pick.
Coastline. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Supremacy's pick. I don't know. I haven't seen all the stats on Supremacy's games for Coastline, but they always seem to pick it. And if memory serves me right, they haven't won it all that often. I don't know why they keep picking it.
I think personally for that one it's best of 5. So obviously it's 5 maps. So I think they had to just throw in some random.
Well, yeah, but I think one of their first bans was Border. They banned. I'm not too sure. No, don't get me wrong. I can't remember directly. It might be on this what they played, what they didn't play. Yeah. So one of their first bans was Border. You know, it was wow. It was a big one to ban.
I think they just were totally off-putting random with their picks.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to put off 1UP. Yeah, probably trying to put off 1UP and think. Yeah. I think Border was played in nearly every single series, so it's like, yeah, well, they're clearly prepared for Border. It's just ban it and throw a spanner in the works.
Yeah. Which
clearly worked out for their favour. Yes, they lost that map, but they won overall 3-1. So Supremacy also now get an invite to the Invitationals. Still, it was only a matter of hours after that game. There was the APAC region had their own LAN in Australia. Again, I don't have all the results. I didn't get to watch them all, so we've got this info bracket thing up. It isn't completed, so Dante, you might be able to help me fill this out. Upper bracket.
Yeah, I think I remember the results.
Upper bracket top 2. The first 2 games played. Mantis and Norengo. Mantis took that 2-1, giving them into the upper bracket final. Then it was the other upper bracket game. It was Mind Freak 2 and Cryptic 1. So Mind Freak also got into then the upper bracket final. So the lower bracket, also known as the loser bracket, was the two losers of those games, which was Nora Rango and Team Cryptic. Team Cryptic took that one 2-0, kicking Nora Rango out. I think I seen some of that match. Not too sure. I can't remember which one it was I seen. I seen the tail end of one of them as I come home from night shift. Upper bracket final was Mind Freak and Mantis. Mind Freak took that one, which brought Mantis down here. It brought them down into the loser bracket final. So Mantis and Team Cryptic battled it out. Go ahead.
I believe Team Cryptic won that 2-1, which made them Team Cryptic into the grand final.
Yeah, I know Team Cryptic won. I didn't know what the score was, but thank you for that. So Team Cryptic and Mind Freak then played in the final. Again, I don't know the score line, but I know Mind Freak won. I'm sure it's about on Twitter and Reddit somewhere. I didn't quite have time to pick them.
I think it was 3-1, because obviously it's best of 5 again.
Yeah. Well, if that was the case, that means every single best of 5, so the NA finals, Latin America finals, the 2 EU semi-finals, and the APAC finals were all 3-1. Which is kind of random. But that gives us all of the that gives us all the teams that have been invited so far. So this is the picture I want to show. Again, ignore the pictures at the bottom. It's just a chat between me and Dante. You know, random photos. But yes, Pro League teams being invited so far. We have Penta for winning Year 1, Season 1. We have Elevate because they got into the final of Year 1, Year 1, Season 1? What am I on? Year 2, Season 1. Mm-hmm. Elevate got into the final of Year 2, Season 2 against Penta. So no matter the result of that game, Elevate got through. Fortunately for you anyway, Elevate fan. Penta won that. So Penta won that one, and that was Elevate got it for going through the final because Penta can't go twice. Who knew? And then Ents got through for being the Year 2 Season 3 champions, which is an interesting fact. I didn't really realise this until now. All 3 seasons of Pro League this year were won by European teams. Get up.
Just boost up your mind up.
I obviously being from the UK, I'm a European fan. So the Season 3 regional championships, Evil Genius, previously known as Continuum, which is Canadian and NVK's team, they get through to the Invitationals because they won the Year 2 Season 3 finals in their own region. So Supremacy didn't, but they got through because they won the qualifiers. Black Dragons got through because they won the season 3 regional champions for Latin America, and Ennis, which was the first APAC region in first APAC in Season 3, and they got through for winning their brackets. So the 4 online qualifiers, well 5 technically if you include Supremacy. You have Supremacy from Europe and you have Room Factory from Europe. You then have Era from North America, Le Chante, I'm not going to pronounce the rest of it, from Latin America, and you've got Mind Freak then from APAC. Actually, I don't know what nationality Mind Freak are from. That's a good one. But Mind Freak get through, and well, congratulations to them. So as you can see, there's still 5 spots to fill out in order to get our full bracket for Invitationals. No doubt we'll get them over the coming weeks. I mean, it is only at this point about 4 weeks away to the actual event. So the way this is going to work is 4 wildcards, which I believe are invites from Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Though doesn't necessarily mean 4 regions because there's 4 invites. They may decide to invite an extra Latin American team and an extra APAC team, because we've already got, if I count here, 1, 2, 3, and 4 European teams. We've already got 1, 2, 3 EU teams. We've only got 2 Latin America, and we've only got 2 things. So we never know what way that might go. and then we've got one community vote, which we, the community, the followers, get to vote for a team. I don't know about you, but I'm probably going to vote Flipside. I
Or I don't. Who would be a good? Yeah, that's
actually
a
I
difficult one.
I don't think I would vote Flipside. I love Flipside. I don't actually have my mug here with me, but I have a Flipside mug. I don't know. BP and Snookin, not Snookin, sorry, Leon Gids and those guys
Yeah,
have some British pride in there.
yeah. Xbox Master Race, I probably yeah.
Xbox
Obviously
Masters,
just
yeah.
UK, but I think yeah.
I think I don't know. We'll probably get. I hope that's probably who I vote for. But that, if I'm right, is all the games. Anything you want to add, Dante?
Just let's go and elevate.
Let's go Elevate. You heard it here first. Dante's an Elevate fan. So, moving on to news. Quite a bit of news this week. If we have a look here. So, the first bit of news is PvP Live. They are a esports platform, a bit like ASL, where you can sign up, play tournaments with your team. They're free to enter, but they nearly always have cash prizes. They're now taking on Rainbow Six and supporting it. I don't know what they supported before. I think it might have been like Psychology, Do CS:GO, things like that. But they're now supporting Rainbow Six. Starting off with console. I don't know if it's Xbox and PlayStation or if it's just Xbox, but they are starting off on console. They will eventually move on to PS4. So it's good to see more esports organizations, more tournament organizers taking on. I believe the only real big one is ESL. We've got CSS in America do it as well, and I believe there was one more. LG, I think, holds some, not much, but it's good to see. What do you think?
Obviously it's free to play, so just go in, have some fun, get some experience. There's more ways to get like people. Obviously, it's on console at the moment, but hopefully it comes to PC. That's just more way of getting more pros into the game, because more what you see is like changes from one players going to one team and another team, rather than like printing in fresh new people. So hopefully this be a start of some new people for obviously for only console.
I agree. It's always good to get more people involved in the esports. And the thing is, right? You look at CS:GO. I don't know how much about Overwatch Pro League. You might know more than me. CS:GO has the general Pro League season the same way Rainbow Six does, but they've also got like loads of majors throughout the year. Some of the majors incorporate the Pro League finals. Some of them don't. Some of them are just major tournaments. That so we've got. I think MLG hold a major tournament that's on this weekend, and it's separate from ESL. But it's still all the pro teams go, and it gives them a chance to compete. It gives people a chance to people attend a lot more outside of just the ESL stuff. So it's good to see that kind of stuff expanding, where you're going to see these pro teams play outside of pro leagues, and there might be, I think there's maybe 5 or 6 majors throughout the CS:GO calendar, and people are like, yeah, we won this season, yeah, but we won 3 out of 5 major tournaments this year, and it's always great to see. It's great to have those major tournaments, more representation for Rainbow Six as it grows. So anyway, moving on to the next news. I haven't got the original tweet, but because he shut down his Twitter as far as I know. But King Leo from Most Wanted, also known as Looking for Org, because they dropped Most Wanted, has now stepped down, and I believe he is planning to just retire completely from Rainbow Six professionally. I don't know the ins and outs of the story, because obviously I don't know him personally, but that's what was said on Twitter. Obviously, here in the R6 Pro League Reddit, it's a wonderful place where I spend a lot of my day. They have discussed who they might think replaced them. Some of the regions being saying like my man, Supreme saying my man are not going anywhere. I wouldn't like to see my man go anywhere. He plays for Era, and Hopefully he stays there because you're doing well right now. In fact, they're through to the Invitationals. Why would you leave now?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, other big news. This is the big one. The org rumors.
Oh.
So, if you don't know this guy on Twitter, he is a. I should put that below me. He is one of the casters, I believe, for the Latin American Pro League. Obviously, yeah, we've got Kix and Tero. We've got now got Milos and Emzo doing it in English, but they cast in Portuguese, I believe. They are the actual Portuguese casters. He has stated here, again, a rough translation, again brought to you by Bing. Besides the traditional organisations of Rainbow Six Siege, is expected entry of 4 new teams to the Brazilian scenario. In the next few weeks, there will be announcements from the following organisations: FaZe Clan, Olibo.
Holy mo.
So, for those of you that don't know FaZe, they started off as a Call of Duty clan. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think so. Cool, Dewey.
Yeah, then I also have one of the biggest CSGO teams that are playing right now, who, might I add, in the summer acquired my favourite CSGO player. He's an opera called Guardian. He used to play for Navi, and Navi being one of my favourite CSGO teams. They took him. I was really, really sad about that, but FaZe are doing very well for themselves right now. So seeing them coming into the Rainbow Six is going to be big for the sports organisations. They'll bring with them sponsors like G Fuel. I know G Fuel sponsor Elevate and Flipside, but this is another one in. I can't remember who else sponsors them, but they have some big sponsors, big name organisations to come in. It'd be good to see. Team Liquid. I'm not quite. I think Team Liquid are actually CS:GO, and I believe they do League of Legends. Yeah, I think they're a big League of Legends team, and they're planning to come in. Team One Esports, I believe, is a French organisation, but they're now planning to take on Latin American team. Again, they're a League of Legends CS:GO team. And Fallen NCS. Now, Fallen NCS is actually a player for SK Gaming. He's a CS:GO player for SK Gaming, one of the professionals. But he is now starting up his own org, and the rumour is that he's coming in now too. And where these rumours are coming from are things like this. Again, I don't speak Portuguese or whatever language this is. I only speak English. I feel it life. But the gist of what I've been told of what they're saying here is that, as I've got highlighted here, MOPA team. It is the rumour that they're going to bring on Team MOPA. And they are a Latin American team who finished in the semi-finals. That could be big news for them. The next rumour is, this was a tweet from Fallen, and he's, quick translation, congratulations to the guys from the cafeteria. L'Enchante, R6. Beginner's luck are king maids in esports. Chances are the rumours are that they are going to pick up Team L'Enchante, and it would be a good time to do it considering they've just been brought to the Invitationals after winning. Be a good time to see. Team Font have stated that they are parting ways. Again, a quick translation from Bing. We say goodbye to our team of Rainbow Six with a very special message on our YouTube channel. We're Matas, I believe is one of the players. Achievements and growth together. We thank you for your commitment and every effort and dedication, and we wish you a bright future. In summary, so Team Font now have no organisation. The players are still playing together, as far as I know, and they actually didn't turn. They're the team that didn't turn up to their thing. Their round of 16. Rumor has it that they've got an invite from Ubisoft, though I don't know why. I don't know if that's true. That is the rumor. But now that they have to say they're dropping the org, that could be the other reason why they didn't move in. So the rumor has it that FaZe are interested in Font. That would be a big one. I'll come to Big Genius in a minute. So a quick rundown. That means FaZe. The rumor is FaZe is going to be interested in Font. Team Liquid's going to be interested in MOPA. Team One is going to be interested in Rogerino, and Fallen is obviously interested in Lashante, and that's some big names coming to Latin America
Big.
esports. They're huge names, and to think Latin America weren't even supported in year one. They didn't come back this year. They didn't come in to
Yeah.
play till season two. Oh, year two, sorry. And now they're going to get some of the biggest orgs. They have some very dedicated fans down there.
Yeah, I'm not just putting it out there. Wouldn't be surprised if more huge orgs like even like Optic would come in
Yeah,
because
the old
seeing
Optic phase
seeing
rivalry.
yeah
Yeah, it could be very true. But I'd love to see some other big esports organizations like Navi. I mean, um, they are a Ukrainian team, so it's a good chance they might pick up someone like this Rune Factory, the Russian team that's mid through. Um, I would love to see other teams like, say, Optic, maybe. I'm trying to think some of the other big esports organizations, Cloud9, things like that. There, I would love to see them come in.
oh
Obviously, we've seen Evil
yeah
Genius come in recently. Flipside are already in. They've already got their team. Elevate already have their team. But I'd love to see a lot more big orgs. And the more big organizations come in, the bigger the game's going to get, the bigger the scene's going to be, the more people are going to be aware of it. So the final bit of news I have this week is last week we reported that B Genius were going to disband on the basis of this tweet that the guy had put out that's now been deleted. It's on last week's podcast, so I'm not going to cover that. But NSS SNC says that they're going to disband. B Genius have now responded themselves with their own blog post. Long and short of it, they only saying 2 players have left the team. Crisco and I believe Roxon. So they've decided to leave after their disappointing loss against Patacalypso, and that means now B Genius are down to 3 players, going to be looking for new organizations, and these guys are going to probably be looking for a new team, or not new organizations, new players, and these guys are going to be looking for new organizations to play, new teams to play on. It's interesting to see that B Genius aren't actually going to go anywhere. I'm glad they're not going anywhere because they're a great team. Obviously, they had that whole issue with Shaiko and the cheating, or the reports of cheating.
yeah
I don't know how true it is. Don't know how substantial it is, but obviously they were kicked out of year 3, season 3. But to see them come back with a slightly revised roster and make it this far was good. Let's just hope they can make it further that far again. I think they're going to be in Challenger League next season, and if they get through that, then maybe they get back into Pro League in season 2. So hopefully, we'll see more of them. And as far as I am, that's it for the news this week. Have you anything else you want to add, Dante, at all?
no, that's all right. Really, we covered.
Yeah. So no problem. Just one last thing to say is if you want to stay up to date with our news feed, we've got Twitter, R6_podcast, and if you want, you can follow us on Twitch, which we will try and stream our podcast when we record them live. It is R6 Pro League Podcast. We did do this one live, but I messed it up. My apologies. We also are on YouTube. I think it is, if I quickly look this up, I guess YouTube R6 Podcast. I don't think it's spelled right. Yeah, here we are. We're the R6 Podcast, and we'll be uploading these videos as well as we'll be uploading them on SoundCloud as well. So thank you very much for watching and listening. And I just want to give a shout out to the guys over on the R6 subreddit who have been more than helpful. If I just bring this up quickly, I'm going to give a shout out to a few people. I posted after we done the first podcast. I posted this up. We had some great replies. Pins Needles, keep it going, please. Need a good Siege podcast since the Siege cast fell through. So I mean that's good. People asking for, there was a guy asking for uploads on audio. So that's good to see. Then we got Five Tank, the Ubisoft esports community manager, actually gave us a whole list of suggestions, and he listened to it and said he would like it. So thank you very much to the Reddit community for the feedback. Hopefully you like this one. Hopefully it's slightly improved a little bit better. And next time I'm going to try and get an interview with one of the Challenger League teams and see if we can get some questions answered. So that's it from me. I'm Dashi. This is Dante. So I'll catch you all next week. Peace out.